What is going on, my Concise Conversation family? I hope you guys are all doing well today on this fine June 23rd, Thursday, day 8 of this 9-day countdown to the end of Pride Month. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys who watched the first video and reached out to me and supported me. It means a lot. I was definitely excited to make this series before, but now I'm even more excited to see the engagement from all of you all. So I want to say thank you. So day 8 is going to be titled Creating Your Identity After Coming Out. And the way that I'm looking at this 9-day series is as a story. So starting from obviously day 1, the coming out story, all the way to, day 9, the coming out story, all the way to day 1, which is celebrate yourself. So throughout this whole series, I wanted to be kind of fluid as a story, you know. So today I really want to talk about identity and just how difficult it can be to create your identity. But in reality, creating your identity is a lifelong process. So there's really no deadline, no timeline for you to create the person that you want to be, because you are fluid and life is always changing as well. So I just want to start it off talking about like creating your sexual identity. I feel like this is a very difficult thing to do, especially within the LGBT community, because number one, we have a lack of representation when it comes to seeing LGBTQ people out in the world. Therefore, it's kind of hard to gather or gain any information on how we should go about creating our own identity, because there's no information really out there, or none that's visible to us. I can say, especially for me growing up in Eastern Pennsylvania, shout out effort, I didn't really see any representation when it came to LGBT communities. I barely saw representation when it came to Black communities, you know. So that's a double whammy in terms of trying to craft the person you are and also take that identity and navigate throughout the world, you know. But one thing I do want to say is that sexuality happens on a spectrum. So when you're creating your identity, it does not have to be as binary as you are either gay or you are either straight. You know, and I think that was a big thing. That was a hard thing for me growing up, because after, you know, if you watch video 1, after, you know, I was outed and I, you know, identified under the label of gay, in my head, especially as a kid, like I was accustomed to this binary system. So I figured that, hey, if you're gay, you can only be attracted to guys, or you can only be attracted to one sex. If you're a lesbian, you can only be attracted to women, you know. And now that I've grown and learned and just navigated my own life, I can tell you for a fact that is not the case, you know. Sexuality happens on a spectrum, so allow yourself to move throughout that spectrum with fluidity, because number one, I feel like that is how you will learn how to be more of yourself and understand the things that you like and do not like. And number two, you'll be able to receive all types of love, you know, and that's what I'm all about, receiving love and giving love in all types of ways. So I think when you do, you know, fit, or you do try to work within the binary system, I believe that you're closing yourself off to forms of love that are there for you and are willing to give love to you, you know. And going off that point of, you know, sexuality happens on a spectrum, I want to say that you should have fun and be safe while exploring your sexuality. I think there's a lot of shame in this country around sex, and it's taboo and, you know, behind the scenes. And I don't get it. Honestly, I don't. I feel like sex is one of the most natural things, probably the most natural thing in this world and in this life. So therefore, I think we should be having more conversations about how we can have safe sex and how we can explore our sexuality safely, rather than kind of pushing that to, you know, the back burner and saying just don't have sex, or don't share what you're having, don't share about the sex that you're having. Bro, that's one thing. Another thing, bro, if you go into college, or even just growing up and being around, you know, a group of your friends, sex is a big topic. I'm gonna keep it upfront with you. And I feel like that for me growing up, having sex be a big topic was scary. Not only scary, but like intimidating, because obviously I didn't have the same sexual preference as the guys, my guy friends, or the people around me, you know. So that creates a sort of seclusion and the sort of ostracization to yourself when you don't feel connected to the people around you, especially in the realm of sex, especially growing up when this is a time where we're learning about our sexual identity and learning about sexuality, and people want to share that. And I am all for sharing that because I feel like those conversations allow us to kind of close the circle of us seeing sexuality as something so outlandish or something so bizarre, when in actuality it's not, And going along with exploring your sexuality and finding out who you are sexually, I think you should also be cognizant of what you like and what you do not like, and that is called creating boundaries. I think when you go out and explore, definitely keep a mental note of things that make you feel good and things that make you feel uncomfortable, because therefore when you have a strict set of, it doesn't have to be super strict, but when you have a clear set of boundaries that you enforce with yourself, it makes it easier for you to enforce those boundaries with someone else, your partner, any other of your sexual partners, whoever, So I think overall, creating your identity should not be as clear cut as we make it out to be. Because again, if I saw the person who I was now 5 years ago, 6 years ago, even last year, to be honest, I would not believe it, And that just is a testament to show that you are always changing. As a person, you are always changing. So therefore, your sexuality and your sexual preferences can also change as well. So my best advice would be, don't get so caught up in trying to follow the rules, because in my life, rules are meant to be broken. So I think you should definitely follow your intuition, follow your gut, and definitely keep a clear consciousness of your boundaries, because when you allow people to cross your boundaries, especially cross your sexual boundaries, that number one creates resentment towards yourself and the other person that you might have engaged with in sex, and number two is just constant disrespect on your body and constant disrespect on your personhood. So I think when you're able to keep clear boundaries with yourself, then you're able to keep them with other people as well. So this is day 8 of the 9-day countdown. I hope you guys found some value in this video as well. Throughout this series, I hope to bring on some surprise guests, some people that you might know. So I hope you stay tuned, but have a great rest of your day. Peace out.